Welcome back to the show. So finally we are ready to get our first game under the way. Sincere apologies for the delay with this first match, but hopefully that will be the beginning and the end, well rather the end of all said delays. So Cobblers coming up first, NiP versus GODSENT. If I'm not mistaken, this is the pick of NiP. I think that's correct. Wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it should be a pretty easy game for them overall. I think it'd be a bit weird if they lost this. Yesterday, like Janko said, they looked fairly solid overall. So, yeah, it should be some easy points.
Alrighty then.
Yeah,
do you think GODSENT are in a position to have a home map, like a strong home map? Because a home map should be strong. Otherwise, is it really a home map?
So wait, sorry, who has a home map?
GODSENT.
GODSENT. Dusty. I don't know, mate. At this point, with this again, like it's hard to have a home map if you're struggling for your identity as a team. I don't think they yet know themselves what is. It could change day by day, probably. I would say, as opposed to NiP, you're going to have more clear home map picks. Cobble, Cash, the usual suspects.
Random segue. So Zeus left Immortals, and he said he's going to go back to being a coach. Well, I say he left Immortals. I think it's pretty clear. There's a bit there's some sodium in his statements. I think he was kicked, but either or. Do you think he'll go for that liquid job, that $125,000 coach position?
He might try. Will they accept him?
Well, why wouldn't you? Show me the money.
Depends if he wants to play or not. I mean, some people.
No, he said
really
he's going to be a coach.
Oh, he's going to be a coach.
Yeah.
Then I would be absolutely surprised if he doesn't just apply. Why not? Why not? Okay. Alright, so we've got the TC of GODSENT moving in for the A play. They've left one player in the drop zone at the moment. Flash and a smoke on pronax. And just trying to get a beta reaction from NiP, who have 3 players on A, so it should be interesting to see what happens here, because usually the CTs aren't going to react too strongly, but there is a bit of info being looked for by NiP. You can see them moving down with Forest into middle. Have to see whether or not he's going to find anything here. Just trying to see whether they need to rotate, but he's going to spot flusha, but nobody else. So still NiP don't have enough information to make a proper call here. Anything they decide to do is a little bit gambly if they want to stack one of the 2 sites. So back to default positions for them. The most passive you can have, covering all the major areas. Long info for Xizt, drop control, and A site control in the most passive way they can.
40 seconds GODSENT. Better make a move, buddies. Znajder over towards long. Maybe looking to flank. NiP seem to have a good read. Well, I say that. They're going to rotate 2 people back towards the B-bomb site. But they will know only one person's here. Surely they're not going to rotate the team. In fact, they are. They're moving in that direction. But now there's a duel over towards the A site where the bomb is, and not going to make it over there. Let's go and see the bomb. flusha gets taken down. He's the bomb carrier. See the bomb flying through the air. I haven't seen that before. Into the hands of JW. He has to go for the plant here. Oh, that's the end of the round. GODSENT waiting a very long time. And Znajder rotates his way back. But the pistol round will be won by timeouts.
Yeah, they were kind of... I mean, I feel like this probably works a bit better on a map that's... Because essentially their play there was, we're going to create pressure and then create huge amounts of doubt to see if NiP are going to push somewhere to then allow us to get a quick pick, and then we can explode onto a bomb site based on where that pick is. But on Cobblestone, the CTs are inherently disincentivized to go for aggression, and it was very light from NiP, and then they're just like, you know what, this is too risky. We're just going to sit back and wait for a play, and that's exactly what they did. So I think it's a cool strategy from GODSENT, but I don't think this is the map for it necessarily. Maybe Janko disagrees, but that's my take on it.
He's gone. He hasn't got a voice anymore.
I'm going to try to take it easy today because my voice is very tender. So hopefully I will make sure that I can have a voice tomorrow.
Oh, you're feeling tender, Dan. You want some cocoa?
No.
Don't even know what cocoa is. Other than a drink of comfort, a comforting drink.
I make chocolate from it.
But is it chocolate or is it like chocolate flavor water? Because like perfume, you can find a chemical that smells like, I don't know, like lavender. But there's no lavender in it, right? So you have to wonder, is it?
That's what you make chocolate from.
I know, but there's a drink You don't make chocolate from the drink. There's a drink referred to as cocoa. Never mind.
So powdered.
Yeah, that's not what you make chocolate from. You make it from beans. Cocoa beans. Forest. Oh, JW. How are you not dead, JW? Come on. You cannot avoid for that long. All right, Schneider's finally got some damage in. And this almost another round won by timeout for NiP. Very long rounds from GODSENT, but not with much success. In fact, only Schneider and JW have kills at the moment.
Yesterday, NiP were kind of giving away some uncharacteristic edges on anti-eco rounds, where they were like losing too many players or they weren't playing the optimal rounds. But I mean, that maybe just because it's, you know, an online matchup, they don't want to like exercise the most extreme discipline, which they did, which they were excited to do right at the start of their new structure back in the earlier portions of the year when Threat just came in. But of course now Threat's not in the picture as a caller. He just reviews some demos here and there. That's kind of just what his role is now. But GODSENT aren't finding any edges from NiP on those rounds just yet. But I mean, credit to them, they are trying to force NiP's impatience, but they're not biting yet.
All right, the AKs are coming out for the GODSENT side, so now the real fun can begin. JW is as JW does. He's got his Sawn-off out once again. Flusher over towards the other side of the map. So he's got the Kraken. I've named mine. Mine used to be called something. I don't even know what it was called, but now I call it Mars People. If you get the Mars People reference, then send me a tweet. Most of my guns have obscure references, and that is one of them, Mars People. But for now, we're in the car with Flusher. We're in the passenger seat, and we're not anymore. Now with JW.
So 3 players set up from NiP on A. And Flusha is just watching the flank, so his job is to catch this. But it's going to be Lekro who comes in. He will be the guy to catch it, and that's not going to work out. NiP took a risk with their guns. And now GetRight's just sitting on A. And because they killed 2 players, they might not expect that there could be a third one. So GetRight has an opening. So it's all about GetRight and his experience here, but Lekro has a good timing. Really nice from Lekro, to be honest, to have the cognizance to look for that frag. Or to look for the possibility. And now this is pretty much over for NiP. They do have a lot of money in the bank though, so they'll be fine to buy again. But they need to do damage here. They need to get another kill or 2. That's the objective now, I think.
Everything's quiet. JW around the corner cannot do enough damage with the Sawn-off. It's all good until the range gets a bit longer. 2 versus 2 now. Pick cannot get anything else done. Xizt low health. Will get taken down as well. GODSENT get their first round on the board. Hello, GODSENT. Early success for them. So now NiP going to go double AWPs. Just on a quick note, it was interesting, Makalele, I think he felt like he got some of his reputation back from his time with NiP, because obviously he hasn't been picked up by a team since he left FaZe. Which is quite curious, but perhaps that's possible now. I'm sure there would be opportunities in North America, but maybe he doesn't want to go that far. So we'll see what happens to him in the future. Lots of Swedish teams floating around at the moment. So far, so slow in this round. 3 players over towards B bomb site for NiP. JW's upgraded his weaponry. Just holding the angle through the smoke in case any boost shenanigans are coming in. The way I like to smoke up there is to stand underneath and bounce the smoke off the wooden panel, which JW was facing. I don't think many people do it that way, but it's one of the safer ways to do it. So again, that angle, same angle that Fallen holds as well, and these flashes that you see bounced over the wall, pretty much never flash that position from what I've seen recently. So maybe. I mean, also, bouncing it off the wall telegraphs the flashbang coming in. And if it's not effective there, then maybe a change in approach is required. GODSENT moving the rest of the forces towards the B-bomb site. They've still got loads of utility here.
Yeah, late set piece coming in. But the problem is, as you say, there's lots of utility for CTs as well. So the counter grenades come in, and then what, James?
What? You sound like a thug quoting that.
Now they have to go in. They've got 15 seconds. Nothing can go wrong. Stuff's going wrong. People are dying. 10 seconds. You can see that Znajder couldn't really afford to try to take aim battles. He had to go for the plant. And because of that, he's basically effectively out of the fight. Gets taken down for free. Basically, GODSENT just lost themselves the round there by waiting for way too long. And also, it's not just waiting for too long. It's waiting for too long in a spot where you haven't exhausted the utility of the opponents effectively enough. Because obviously NiP still had utility at 30 seconds left. So that's part of a problem in the overall plan. Otherwise, it's a perfectly fine round to do. Like, it's really fine to do very slow rounds, but you have to try to. NiP shouldn't be able to save grenades with 30 seconds left, or maybe more. But sometimes it's hard, I guess, to get the all the grenades out with your pressure. But either way, the result is that GODSENT are kind of screwed for money now. There's no money to be had. Just poking and prodding with the pistols, trying to get some damage in, but it is a lost cause for the moment, as only a few players with Glocks are left, so not too much really for them to do. GetRight should be fine to get all these kills. The spray comes in. Although that crow with the diving CZ takes him down, but as long as NiP survive with 4, they'll be okay with this. But that's unfortunate there. They're going to be losing a couple players. And even though they've got really good money, it's really nice in those rounds to make sure you survive 4 or 5, because then you gain like even more edges, you have more chances. And the CT economy is very fragile, generally speaking. I mean, you can see that they want double orbs. So that's good work by GODSENT to get 2 kills there.
flusha hasn't got a single kill yet, which is very unlike him. 0, 2, and 6 for the time being. So GODSENT focused on the B-bomb site on this occasion, it appears. f0est is not going too aggressive towards A. Although that said, getting a bit more forward now as flusha makes his way over towards the A site. So GODSENT don't have ideal weapons. Again, if you have a submachine gun, if you have an SMG, we'll come back to it later. Oh, a rare miss from f0est. Has he got the speed? He needs to get out there. The CZ. Oh, he can't get a single kill. That's got to be frustrating. Lots of opportunities just to maim a single person. flusha on the scoreboard now. pronax still showing presence towards the B-bomb site, and you can see the bomb in your radar there. So ninjas in pajamas won't have seen the bomb, obviously, so they won't know which site to concentrate the forces on at the moment. 2 towards B, 1 towards A. GetRight in a very aggressive position. How does he not get traded in this situation? Down goes Lecro. He knows flusha's there as well because flusha orped his teammate earlier. flusha with 2 kills at the moment, actually. GetRight can't hold on for too long, though. Done damage to each of these players. So Xizt will be important, and he's going to go. See, his spray would have been a lot easier with all these maimed players. Now it's pit 1 versus 2. He knows where flusha is, but maybe flusha can be the bait because Znajder is also still alive and he's behind pit, and he is the only place pit's not looking. He's coming in from the back. And there it is. Back of the head and dead. Five to 2. Still UMPs on the GODSENT side. And NiP are back on the buy, f0est on the AWP. So just the 1 AWP for the, almost said for the Swedish team. But of course, they're both Swedish. So GetRight looking around the smoke at the moment in the underpass area. Can't imagine he's going to want to stay there too long. Really slow rounds on the T side from GODSENT at the moment. We've got the re-smoke in, as you can see there, so GetRight will still bide his time. Obviously, you're at an advantage if you are not the person going through the smoke, although they would never see a pop flash coming. But then again, I'm not sure if GODSENT want to gamble on that. flusha is being taken down. Lecro charging through. There we go. f0est with a nice snap. Trades all over the map. Man advantage for the CTs. The bomb needs to be retrieved by GODSENT, which leaves Znajder in B on his own. He's opened up B. He can bounce smoke off the wall to close the door. But Friberg's going to charge straight through the smoke, but the timing's not good for him. leaving Forest alone in 1 versus 2. Forest hitting the shot now. Once again, 3 kills for him so far. Oh, it's the in-game leader of formerly of Fnatic, pronax. Looking for the final kill, but he can't make it. Forest should have time to go and pick up his AWP as well. Does remind me of when some orgs adjusted the post-round time to be insanely short, and there was no retrieving to be done. That was nice. Nice.
The classic sawn off from JW. Would you want him to have anything else on Cobblestone T side? Probably wouldn't want him to have an AWP, but you get the sawn off, so you got to take it and enjoy it. And he'll try to work the drop zone with it. But NiP are going to be a team that are more than familiar with those shenanigans, and JW messes up his HE, unfortunate. But GODSENT will be moving in for some control here. Sandwich between 2 NiP players, and shot in the back. Although the frag will come in there. The split was actually overall quite nice from GODSENT. They've actually gained control of the A bomb site. For NiP to win this round now, Get Right's got to go absolutely ham. Pit and then Pit can get the distraction to get through these the tight choke point, which he's about to come up to. Oh, znajder's a really big problem there, a really big problem. Get Right needs to try to find some space for Pit to move in. Is Pit gonna see him? Oh, nice. That is awesome from Pit.
Get Right. Don't think he's made a sound just yet. Spots Lekro by the cannons. Where's the last player? pronax. Oh, pronax. Pronax gonna get shot in the head. Well, I guess pronax got shot in his cranium. We could make it pronax. If we could make it pronax, pronax can work. On the receiving end, of course. NiP so far so good, 7-2. No round 1 consecutively for GODSENT at the moment. And that kill from JW came in after messing up his grenade. Obviously, using trackballs can be hard sometimes. Did you say there was a Quake player who used a trackball?
Well, I think with trackballs, you were talking about the non-optical mice, right? Because when we were talking about that, I was talking about like literal, like the graphic, the ones like
the ball mice.
Yeah. You were talking about ball mice, right?
No, talking about trackballs where you like use your thumb.
Yeah, the graphic designers would have like, just like a big ball, like a sphere that you like, move around.
I thought you said someone played Quake with a trackball.
Yeah, with the big sphere thing.
Oh, okay, so okay.
Yeah, but he ended up switching eventually, but he was very good with it for a really long time.
That is somewhat scary.
It's kind of nuts because it was never explored. Maybe it is awesome. Maybe it's actually really good.
Maybe he's got like monstrous thumb muscles now from using a trackball. Because that's like that's a 1-digit device, isn't it?
Well, you can use your hands. Your whole hand. It's like a massive sphere.
Yeah, but surely you can't use your you have to use your palm. But that would be probably get RSI doing that. Anyway, 8-2. GODSENT back on the bye, back with a lot of utility. But will they be back with any success? Moving over towards the B bomb site with the entire team once again. On the previous round, they started this way and started moving over towards the A site. That had mixed success, to put it kindly. And this is why, if you have a look at Forest's position, he is currently on A-long, pushing through a smoke, and he has the jump on all these players. And in the meantime, Xizt and his team are just counter-flashing for days. Light bulbs, all kinds of things. The lumens are off the charts.
Yes, it's a similar situation. NiP have been really on point with their counter flashes, and GODSENT haven't really been able to find a way to deal with that, and so they lose too many players going for the plateau plays. And the flank comes in as well. It's just not going well for GODSENT. 9-2, and it's a T-sided map, James. It's a pretty darn T-sided map.
It is a T-sided map indeed. Yeah, Forest. You can see on the mini map there, Forest flanking almost the entire round. So all the information was had. All the information was had, and again he's going super aggressive towards long A, taking Lekro down. Can he escape? The grenades are flying in. flusha looking for the trade frag, and Forest just about escapes through the smoke. Lovely stuff indeed. Very sneaky from Forest. Again, just using the confidence afforded to him by GODSENT's continued lack of presence towards the A bomb site. But on this occasion, they might be in trouble now. Friberg goes down. Forest 9 HP, playing from the back of A. He doesn't have the AWP. It's Pit carrying the AWP on this occasion, so he will need to be very careful indeed. Doesn't have that one-shot power unless he finds the head. Took a while, but he's still alive. Now he can run distraction for the side. Oh my god, pronax is going nuclear. Forest is surely in trouble. He's got another kill. How? 2 versus 1. Xizt is... don't seem to know where pronax... again, he's got a 4K.
Wow.
He had 9 HP after the first one. Really nice stuff there from Forrest.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I was really afraid for when he's at the back of the site because he's like in this position where obviously he takes like a headshot angle, but it's still going to be really, really tough to survive there because one shot from anything, he just dies. But he's just confidently, just really like calmly just tapping away. That's Forrest for you, I guess. It's always, whatever he does, he's always going to be confident about it. And it's a nice early pick from GODSENT. Obviously, NiP going for a risk, one of the few risks the CTs can take. Forrest is going to double up here, or double down rather, and try to take a risk on A long as well. So NiP are taking risks all over the place very early into the round. And funnily enough, like GODSENT, in late rounds, GODSENT are kind of showing that they don't know how to open the round up. So if NiP play passively, they probably get more edges, and allowing GODSENT to make them the plays and the mistakes. But instead, NiP want to throw a wrench into the works very early on. They want to change up the pace, be unpredictable. This time it doesn't happen to work out for them, but I think it is fine overall. In like the context of the map as a whole, and what's been happening as a whole, I think it's like really fine to do this, even though it's worked out horribly. But it's not like their economy's in a place where they couldn't take the risk as well, which is another reason why, in the whole grand scheme of things, it's another reason why it's fine. Wait, is their economy terrible?
They can buy in the next round, but it's not going to be spectacular.
All right, then it's still fine because they take that chance where basically if they win this round, they're probably going to close the 13-2. So they wanted to take a risk to try to achieve that. Ooh.
He tried to hide around the pillar because that's a very wall-bangable area, trying to use the pillar as best he could. Did good damage, though, to the T side, but they will have the money for a full buy, which includes the swan off on JW. That is indeed a full buy as far as he is concerned. So still double ops on the NiP team. Forrest doesn't have any armor, get right down to the UMP, but he won't be too concerned with that if he's playing close range, like in a drop or something. So yeah, point I was going to make earlier, if you're running with a submachine gun, the damage drop-off of the bullets is quite increased compared to the rifles, which may not be obvious to all. So that's always something when you're on a full buy versus a full buy and you are at range. Lovely stuff. Patient second shot there from JW. Xizt runs straight into the meat grinder. Close quarters sworn off. So much fun. Forrest and Friberg stuck over towards A, and Pitt somewhat isolated. He's not in a situation where he can escape. He needs to deliver like he did towards the end of that last round with a 3K. JW may walk straight into the crosshairs, although you can flash from over the roof where JW is, but you won't be able to. No snap for Pitt on that second player. Friberg coming in as he what he can. Patient play, but znajder will get the kill. Forrest alone versus 2. Looking left, looking right, sees the trajectory, moves forward to try and avoid the grenade. He can't afford grenades because he has no Kevlar. znajder going for the peak, and now where is Lekro? Oh, Forrest, please! No armor, no problem. Forrest saves the day, and indeed, GODSENT's economy gets crushed. Like the hopes and dreams, Dan, of Hillary supporters everywhere.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the American people in general, because...
That would have rolled off the tongue better, but that was the best I could think of at the time.
Yeah. Well, that said, most of them, obviously, maybe not Trump, because they actually voted for that guy. So, or, well, maybe, well, there's probably like loads of people that didn't vote. Yeah. It's also interesting. I've seen a lot of very interesting tweets today.
You know, with Brexit,
not in a good way.
The biggest, if you look at a pie chart, who voted Brexit, who didn't vote Brexit.
Small people.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it because the buy round is here. Xizt does he have a good angle? Oh, not if he's blind. So far, so good. There are T's everywhere, spraying for days. Picks up the AK, but he's dead. 2 men down, make it 3 for the CT side. Forrest and Friberg needs to come in huge. Down to Forrest once again. All of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 2 down. Barely 20 seconds have passed.
Yeah, he's pretty good for it, though. If you see his play so far, he's been pretty on point. Pretty clutch, especially with the AWP. He's a favourite with any weapon, to be honest. He's got plenty of time as well. The bomb's only just been freshly planted. He's got a smoke to help him move around. He's going to find a good engagement here. He can actually isolate the players around with the statue, and he's going to use both. Oh, this is interesting. He's going to go for it. No way.
Oh! He had 22, Dan, and then he had nothing.
That's so interesting that he just goes for that. I love that play. Because also, like, imagine this, like, people would expect Forest to fight here, I think. I think if you're playing against Forest, you expect him to try to fight you. Because it's Forest, he believes he can kill all of you every time, and he's not going to always like try to make the sneaky or safe play. He's just going to, you know, go for the fights because he's going to be confident that he can win them. And we're around that statue with the AWP as well. There's lots of angles where you can get a one-on-one potentially, and the AWP is a good weapon for that because you get the instant kill if you hit the shot. So I love that he makes that play based on that all that information. It's quite cool to see that. Although it didn't work out again, but they got 11 rounds, so they're happy.
Lecro over towards the chicken coop. He may have a lot asked of him in this situation. Oh, that's a lovely shot on the jumping Forest. He will delay the advancing T's just a little bit, but not enough. Exists with 2K. Oh, Schneider's going to get shut down completely. So far, so good for NiP. 4 versus 2. They don't need to engage pronax from that position, especially as he's the last man standing down. 4 versus 1. 4 versus none. He's down and out. 12-4 for NiP. Could be a quick end to a slow start.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, as I said, like, I felt like it would be quite, you know, a fairly comfortable victory, but it's looking like a crushing result if it continues in this way. I mean, we should, you know, if we logically presume, based on, you know, what normally happens in these spots, especially because it's NiP, they're going to play a fairly solid anti-eco round. They're going to pick up the anti-force buy round, and they have an anti-eco to play. It should be good for that as well. They'll be up to 14 rounds. And then it's going to be a pretty hard slog to fight your way back from that. And let's not forget that NiP are on the favored side, and let's not forget the reason why this is one of their favorite best maps is because their T sides are typically very good, especially, you know, with all the changes that they made after Threat came in. Even though he's no longer there, they still have all that knowledge, all those tools to effectively like understand that's the best systems to try to attack rounds on the T side of Cobblestone. So what I'm trying to say is, GODSENT are going to get wrecked, James. That's the short of it.
After the long, of course. Flush is lurking around with CZ. Schneider's not too far behind him, but maybe not in a position to help his teammate or trade, should a trade be required. Oh, no one's checking. No one's checking danger. There is a gap. There's a hole in a matrix. Oh, he's so smart. He's so smart. Why is no one checking? They're all falling apart. This is falling apart.
It's okay, though. They got vintage Forest on their hands, so they're going to be fine, James. I don't think there's any way they lose this round. Okay, it's all good. It's all okay. That was a bit scary, though. It's a bit weird that no one checks danger, don't you think?
I don't know if it was... I would have to assume that NiP smoked it from lower. I didn't see who smoked it, but I think it would be more obvious for him to check it if Flusha smoked it. So I'm assuming they're going to stay smoked it from the lower area, but you got people lower, you got people higher. Someone should be checking it. Just like when you're on an anti-eco on the T side of overpass and you have people come in the top if you choose to push from the bottom, so they come in at the same time. So there's pretty much nowhere to hide. Like, I mean, check it, man. Check it. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I think that's how it goes. 9-round lead for NiP at present. Friberg just rolling with a USP for this round. Maybe he didn't have enough to buy an AK, so he wants to wait until he can. He is the information man towards the A site, so also there won't be much to collect for GODSENT should Friberg go down. Minute 13, still lots of time for Friberg to see that there's nobody on this site, and the team can rotate accordingly. Indeed, the bombs are already rotating, and Friberg will just continue his walk amongst the grounds of the chateau.
Yeah, one thing NiP have been good at doing is they do spread players out a little bit at the early round, but they're just trying to catch aggression. They always come together to actually get all the bodies in one place. Being really aggressive here, and it didn't help that Friberg kind of missed some easy shots. Friberg looks like he's playing cold right there.
It made me wonder. I did wonder why he was going so deep, considering he only had a USP.
They could have won. They could definitely have won this round without losing a player. Because if you consider that they had the A bomb site, and they 100% know that GODSENT have almost no investment in this round, James. They know that they just force bought, so they can only afford to have P250s if they want any hope of having a buy next round. So that means that by going for the kills as well, the best thing that you get is a potential to make, let's say, you know, $600 per kill. But if you die going into awkward engagements, you're going to lose like, what, like $4,000 of value?
Yeah.
That's not mathematically sound. but they're 14-4, James. So I guess maybe they just don't care at this point.
Perhaps not.
Pure apathy, perhaps.
Yeah. I do wonder if Threat was on the server, I'd be a little bit more reserved.
Yeah, that's not happening, I don't think.
In that situation. Well then,
that's like we're free from the dictator, James. We're free. We're finally free. Let's push on the anti-eco.
The freedom of the land back. Oh, no one's been spotted by the tree. znajder can't get a kill in time. JW with Mag 7 though will do the trick. He's holding an angle down in the underpass, the drop zone at the moment. pronax doesn't want to get too trapped behind this door, but maybe the choice won't be his. Nice flashbangs to tease a blind on the site. flusha close to pronax as well. JW still holding an angle on the underpass. Dropped. Why do I keep saying underpass? Waiting for the plant to come in. The plant has come in. pronax just crab walking into the site. flusha too far back to trade frag. Get right will go behind the smoke. So how do GODSENT approach this one? Get right in front of the smoke actually. Very nice sneaky angle, but the meat shot's coming in. Oh, JW went too fast past the angle, otherwise he would have seen Forest goes down anyway. M4 picked up now. Xizt has 2 to find. And again, there's no trade frags coming in from the CT side. Does he realize that the last one is by the statue? No! JW comes in. Does he have time? He's got a kit. He's got time. He's got a 5th round for GODSENT.
Pretty much worst case. Is it like a worst case scenario victory though? Because they lost all the players and NiP are always buying in this round. There's just nothing that... I mean, GODSENT are going to have a really hard time holding this round because like losing all those players means that they're not going to have... I don't think they're going to have much utility. Or do they have good utility? Oh, it's like they actually scrounged together good utility. So, okay, I scratched that then. That's completely okay. But really to be able to have good utility in the next following rounds that they win, they're going to need to have a clean result here.
So 4 of the 5 players of NiP over towards the B bomb site. Get right pretty deep, looking to harass. Oh, znajder's surely going to go for the peak at some point. There it is, and there he goes. The trajectory of Lecro's grenade will tell Get right where he is as well, but he can't do enough damage. UMP will prevail for the time being. Very heavily tagged though. Lecro will eventually go down. Lovely angles being held by Xizt. 2 CTs remain. flusha is miles away from pronax. pronax is in a lot of trouble, and he needs this smoke to survive. He's announced his position, and there he goes. flusha versus 4 with an AWP, wondering what could have been, what is, and what will be. Just like the American people. Well, so the minority of them anyway.
I don't know about this.
The voting minority.
Make America great again thing, James. I'm not convinced. Are you convinced?
Well, it's something for people to get behind, isn't it? You know? It's like like a broken down car. You get behind the car and you can push the car.
Generally, it's kind of a good sentiment for more or less any person trying to run a country. We should make this country good. So I guess there's that. But anyway, I think we should not talk about the election at all. I think that'd probably be best.
Why not?
Because it's highly depressing.
It's hilarious.
I don't think it's hilarious, James.
I think it's funny.
I think it's.
I'm
really
not sad. I'm not sad
hilarious.
Hillary lost though.
I don't think. Just for the record, I don't think she's fit to run either.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think neither of them are fit to run.
Exactly.
Obviously, that's kind of the ridiculous thing, but
yeah, it's crazy.
But
it's like a game show, but it's just gone terribly wrong.
But the thing as well is that like with, I think Janko mentioned this yesterday. It's like, what is Trump's actual agenda to be a president?
I guess whatever the team behind him say it is.
No, but what motivation does he as an individual have? Anyway,
well, why not?
We can come back to this. Maybe just for the sake of the legacy, but if you consider his background,
Let's do it for a laugh. Four people from NiP making their way towards the A site now. Xizt has been dispatched. There goes znajder. flusha and pronax in awkward positions. Third man rotating in. JW. Oh, Friberg spots a rat. And the rat has been exterminated. 2 players remain here for the GODSENT side. Lecro is still towards the B bomb site. I mean, GODSENT, they have to commit, man. They have to commit.
Well, poor flusha. He's got an AWP, and Necro is with him, but there's 4 players to find. I mean, this is a doable situation because they are going to be coming into these like long channels. If flusha's like very, very clutch here, you can actually make something happen, especially considering, I mean, if NiP actually do split up, the thing that's cool is that NiP are using their time and their numbers advantage to spread players, get more information. Oh, that's very unfortunate. They were thinking about getting some info on B, but now I think they're fairly convinced that A is the right call. But flusha might convince them otherwise because now Friberg's got a position on B. He's going to be able to shut down the close choke point, which should stop flusha from actually getting into the site. And there you go, there's the nade to do just that. Which means now that they know for sure that as long as they have a smoke, which they do, flusha shouldn't be able to get angles. However, he's going to push forwards, goes for the engagement of Friberg. He had to make that play. I think that was a smart play by flusha, but he can't hit the very difficult shot. And that's going to be 16-5 NiP win with relative ease, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's a stonker of a map for NiP and a very good start to the evening. The next map between these two sides is going to be Dust 2, Dan, which we mentioned briefly earlier.
It'd be a lot better if it got sent. That's for sure. Like they can at least kind of let loose a bit more on Dust 2, and they can play the variance game a little bit more. And yesterday, that's where NiP actually showed some weakness because although they had like a fairly good first half, did NiP yesterday, they made a lot of over-aggressive, like they made aggressions in spots where they really shouldn't have, like misplaced risks. It was mostly Forest actually, and that kind of gave the opening away. And that's something that GODSENT couldn't find against the CT side of NiP on this map. And that's what I talked about right at the start. They were playing for the other team to make that opening or give them the opening. I think on Dust 2, I think NiP might actually do that, so they could have a chance, I think.
Let's see if they have that chance after the break. Dust 2, see you back here shortly.
This time now, my bro.